Hello, everyone. Welcome to part two of Black Group Economics. Today, I wanted to discuss further solutions on how African Americans can further expand our economic footprint. I was reading the Bible today, and it was a scripture that stood out to me. Matthew 17:20 states, "Verily I say unto you, if you have faith of the grain of a mustard seed, you would say unto the mountain, hence to your yonder place, and it shall remove for you, and nothing shall be impossible unto you." I say that to say racial injustices and the inequalities that we face as blacks may not change here in America, but I do have the faith to know that it will get better. At least let's be the generation that changes it for the next generation. Let's use our ideas and our creativity and spark the brains of individuals that may end up changing the world. That is the true purpose that I see for all of us. And I think that that's the direction that we have to move in. That person may be you, but just know when you keep God first, nothing is impossible for you. So I wanted to talk on how every black family should have an LLC business to be able to facilitate generational wealth amongst their families. That's the first solution. An LLC is a limited liability company. It's a type of business entity that provides liability protection for its owners and members, and it also offers pass-through taxation, which means a company isn't double taxed. Rather, an LLC profits pass through its members, and it's reported on their personal tax returns. So some profits of having an LLC is the structure is simplified, and owners are able to combine their personal and business income for tax purposes. This is essential for small businesses that are looking to streamline their operations. Another pro is business profits are only taxed once, and it's at the owner's personal tax rate. So one of the biggest reasons of why you should have an LLC is it can truly change your family tree. You can create a great business and you can have it passed down within your family for over a long period of time. That's the mission that I'm on. That's the purpose that I'm working towards. And I wanted to give some examples of what you could do with an LLC. So you can come together with your family and you can purchase real estate properties such as single or multi-family homes. You also can purchase financial securities and sell them to other people within your community. So you can essentially start a brokerage company. Now, you would need to have your investment license if you're issuing securities. However, this is definitely doable, and this is another opportunity that I'm personally working on, because I believe that you want to have multiple streams of income within your LLC business, and you want to be able to create equity with others in your community. These are just a few examples of what you can do with an LLC, along with the tax benefits. Acquiring assets with your family has to be key for you, and you have to also look at how you can be able to build with other black-owned businesses within your community to be able to expand our economic footprint. This is a great starting point, and this is my first solution that can create an economic base for African Americans and help manage the politics that we see within our areas. The next solution is we have to be conscious on how we spend our money and where we spend our money. The mindset should be to buy black and spend black. I know that we have so many people that have narratives surrounding black-owned businesses as not doing it at the level of a white-owned business. But I want us to be able to change our perspective. I think one of the challenges are we may not give as much quality assurance for a black-owned business compared to a white-owned business. I think that we have to give a company time to grow and get better, and we have to be there to support them. I mean, this it's the only way for us to see change within our black communities, with being able to financially grow together. Now, I know you all may not be able to buy everything black, but let's be intentional, deliberate on some products and a percentage of our income that we can put towards buying black. And some examples, you can buy simple necessities like toiletries, books, health and beauty products, even clothing and accessories are products that you can start with. Now, there's an excellent marketplace that's similar to Amazon called We Buy Black, where they have a variety of these different products that I just mentioned that you can go on and you can be able to purchase products of black-owned businesses, that the services that they provide. I'm going to put the We Buy Black website in the show notes of this video so you can be able to have access to that resource. And I want us to be conscious on, if you're going to dinner, if you're going to get brunch, it couldn't hurt to look at what are the black-owned restaurants that you can go to in your area and that you can contribute to. And I definitely think setting aside a percentage of your income is important. I don't want you all to worry about picking a number, but I think that we have to be intentional on taking a certain percentage of our income and keeping it in-house. Buying black and spending black is another solution on how we can build our economic blueprint here in America. Now, the last solution, which is very important to me, that I did some research on, is we have to understand how the policies are structured within the police departments, within our communities in our area. I think that we have to get familiar with the prosecutors, the courts, and the mayor within our area, in our communities. And we have to see how they interact with the police officers. I think that we also have to be very familiar and aware of the elected officials within our communities, because they help enforce the laws that are brought to police officers. They are usually given to police officers from elected officials. And also the police unions is another area that we need to do research on. It's another department that they provide department policies and disciplinary process for police officers and the operations of a police department. And another area that we need to become associated with and that we need to reach out to within our community are the community liaisons. They incorporate liaison officers or units in the department, in the community, for community outreach to community members or specific populations. So essentially what the liaison officers are doing is they're building the community outreach with reaching out to different community members in your neighborhoods. They're reaching out to specific populations. And when I was looking on justice.gov, I found that some police officers may designate for specific outreach liaisons. And these different individuals are the youth, seniors, faith leaders, African Americans, Latinos, and deaf and hard of hearing communities. So we need to be reaching out to these individuals. We need to reach out to the elected officials, the police unions, the community liaisons, so we can be able to have conversations surrounding systematic racism and oppression, to be able to create more awareness, and being able to also talk about the police brutality that we see with black men and women. And I think that it can allow us to be able to develop our conversations on the racial bias and profiling that we experience as African Americans here in America. And we need to look at these police department websites. We need to go to the community events. We need to hold these individuals accountable with all of the racism that we have seen over the years. And it's the only way that I think that we can get around policymakers. We can be able to develop these relationships, leverage these relationships, so we can prevent the next black man or woman from being murdered at the hands of police officers. So I want to tell you all, thank you for tuning in for this part 2 of Black Group Economics. And stay tuned every Wednesday at 6 p.m. for a new episode. Take care.